Shalom, everybody. This is your brother Kabad Yaakov, just coming to you once again, just on my lunch period at work today. And I'm taking some classes. I'm taking a sociology class and I'm taking Black history class and at DMAC, the local community college here where I live, in Des Moines, Iowa. Anyway, taking some Black history class. Well, that's what I want to really kind of focus on. And as I'm going through, we learning about, obviously the slaves and the Atlantic slave trade. They touch on it a little bit in the class. As far as, when the slaves came over here, were brought over here, not came over here, but were brought over here to this country by the slave ships, etc. The things, of course, we went through. I don't need to go through everything. Just the horrific way that that we were treated, our ancestors were treated, the different things that they did to our people, splitting up families, raping our daughters and our wives, and I wouldn't even be surprised, although the history books, I haven't found any yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they raped our boys as well. I wouldn't be surprised. It sounds disgusting, but anything and all things that you can think of that's wicked and evil, they did unto us. But this is what was prophesied, according to Deuteronomy and Isaiah, etc. Deuteronomy chapter 28, to the true Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. This was prophesied what would happen to it because our forefathers, failed to keep the covenant of the Most High Yah. And so, but coming back to the slave trade, etc., in the United States, the chattel slavery, I think that's how you say it. Can somebody help me out and understand? I need to understand a couple of things. Number one, I don't understand how we would want to fight for and defend a country that doesn't like you. Okay, doesn't like you, can't stand you, right? And as a matter of fact, considers you 3/5 of a human being, and then stomps all over you, forces you to do things that you don't want to do, etc., violates you, everything about you. But you want to fight for and defend this land. I don't understand the mentality behind that. If somebody can help me out with that, because I wouldn't want to fight for a country, or I wouldn't want to fight with anybody, that I labored for, worked for, etc. Forced labor, okay, mistreated me, etc., my family, etc. You think I'm going to turn around and want to defend you or fight for you? No, that's crazy. And I'd like to understand the mindset behind that. I really don't. But then again, looking at the Civil War, they were fighting the black people, okay, the black soldiers that were fighting in the Civil War. They had a reason to fight. Now I'm beginning to understand this. Okay, they had a reason to fight because the fight for the black soldier was to end slavery as it was. Now, granted, the type of bondage, it was actually really honestly, when they were escaping to the north, the Underground Railroad, etc., and freedom, etc., it really wasn't quote unquote freedom. It really wasn't freedom. It was freedom in comparison to what they were experiencing in the South, what was going on to us in the South. But really what they were doing is they were going from a hard bondage, okay, a hard bondage, to a lesser or lighter type of bondage. They weren't free. If you look at and study your history, we were still mistreated in the North. The mindset, separate but not equal. How do you have that? Separate but equal. How do you have that? Separate but equal. The people in the Union, the white Northerners, etc. basically the mindset was this, you black folks can come up here, okay? Slavery's abolished in the northern states. You black folks can come up here, but y'all stay over there on your side of town, okay? And you don't come over to our side of town. We don't want you in our shops. We don't want you, commingling with us. Build your own education systems. You do your own schooling. Don't expect to be integrated with our schooling system, etc. You're still second-class, second-rate citizens as far as we are concerned. We are superior to you, etc. This is the type of thing that was going on in the North. Now, granted, it was doing that, but it didn't have the crack of Massa's whip on your behind. Okay, the hard labor, etc. The pillaging, the raping, etc. Although I think there probably might have been some stuff going on, in the North too, but can somebody help me out? Our leaders have been fighting for quote unquote equality in this country, and we are still at the bottom of the ladder. Still at the bottom of the ladder. We were over here before the Asians came over here. We were over here before the Indians, the ones had the red dot, from India. We were over here before them, from Pakistan, etc. We were over here before the Hispanics. We were over here before the Hispanics in regards to citizenship, etc. And when we look at our black communities, the stores, etc., that are set up, very seldom do we see black-owned stores. And if we do see black-owned stores, they're either barely getting by, they're not fully supported by our community. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. Somebody want to help me out with that. As far as, here's another question. Let me ask you this. When we got over here to this country, what religion were we when we got over to this country? I promise you do your history. I promise you it was not Christianity, people. Massa gave you Christianity. Massa gave you Jesus Christ. Massa gave you the cross. Massa gave you everything. When you look at the church today, whether you Baptist, Pentecostal, Methodist, Church of God in Christ, Presbyterian, you name them, Episcopal, wherever you at, came from Massa. Okay? And if you study the Bible, if you really study the Bible and begin to research and dig, you'll find that a lot of the things that the church, so-called church, practices today is contrary to the will and the word of the Most High. That's just a fact. Here it is, October the 1st of 2012, about ready to approach these holiday seasons. Thanksgiving is coming up. Well, Halloween comes up first, pagan. Thanksgiving is coming up. I don't call it Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving. Do your research on how Thanksgiving actually took place, and you need to stop believing the lies. Because if you're telling a half truth, you're telling a lie. Is what they're perpetuating in the schools. Make you think that the Pilgrim and the Indians came down and sat together and all this stuff and had one big happy meal and all this stuff like that. When in fact, they did all that to gain their trust, etc. Before they raped and pillaged their land, etc. Stole from them, lied to them, etc. Ask a Native American what they think and how they feel about Thanksgiving. Ask them and find out what they think. Okay, you really want to know the true story. Christmas, pagan. Do your history. Nobody that claims to know the Most High or has a relation or claims to have a relationship with the Most High shouldn't have anything to do with no Christmas at all. And that's biblical. don't have time to go into that. I'm just going off the top of my mind right now. There's lots of resources out there that you can find. And I'm going to tell you right now, people, those of you that say you have a relationship with the Most High, or say you know God, or say you love God and all this stuff, if you're practicing these things, I'm trying to tell you, you're walking contrary to the will of the Most High. You're you're committing fornication, spiritual fornication, and you're committing spiritual idolatry. Let me tell you, you're walking directly contrary to the will of the Most High, and you're committing adultery. The only way, if you continue to practice, I'm telling you right now, you need to come away from it. You need to come out of it and come away from it. If you don't, I'm just going to tell you like it is. You're on your way to the lake of fire. That's all there's to it. There's no way to, I don't know. There's really no other way to say it. You got a question about that or issue? Hey, send me an email. Call me. 515-274-6833. 515-274-6833. If you want to call me or whatever, or if you send me an email, what have you, my email address, send it to Timothy Yacob, TimothyYacob, Timothy Yacob at gmail.com. All right, and just drop me a line or whatever. But it's funny that I think we as a people can be some of the most ignorant people, and I'm just saying that we can be, and when we look at the way we conduct ourselves a lot of times. I'm not talking about everybody, okay? I'm not talking about everybody, but the majority of us, okay? It's shameful. It really is. I'm proud to be. I'm not African American because I'm not named after two countries. I'm actually a Hebrew Israelite, and that's confirmed in the book. Here's another thing. Where did the name Jesus come from? When you look up the definition of the word Jesus, it says that it's equivalent to the Hebrew word or the Hebrew name Yeshua or Yehoshua. I got a question for you. That's not etymology. That is not etymologically possible, because the name, the Hebrew name for the Messiah, the Mashiach, his name is Yeshua or Yehoshua. Now, if you want to bring his name into the English, it's not Jesus, people. It's Joshua. See, you don't have a problem with saying Joshua. You don't have a problem with saying Joshua at all, do you? Well, see, Joshua is the English rendering of the Messiah's name. The Messiah's name, his Hebrew name, is Yeshua or Yehoshua. You want to bring his name into English, it's Joshua. Jesus is another name. It is a different name. I'm trying to tell you, it is a different name. I used to call the name Jesus as well, ignorantly. Now you're not ignorant anymore, because now I just told you about it. You're not ignorant anymore. Jesus is another name. It is not the name of the Mashiach. It is not the name of the Messiah. It is not the name of the Christ. It is not. His name is Yeshua, Yehoshua, or if you want to say in English, you want to say Joshua, say Joshua. That's it. All right? Give me an email or something. Call me, whatever. All right. Thanks. Shalom.